far as I know, of course, I mean, you would have different amateurs fights. It wasn't like it was a continuous thing, but if you go over there and spar, they're gonna defend their gym honor and vice versa. That's pretty much what it was. I can't think of any pro fights where somebody from Kings fought somebody from Pittman, but it was a good, friendly, contest going on during that time. Certainly was. I mean, I knew how to get him to 68, but he's a scaled down light heavyweight. Even in the gym, he stays in the gym and he's still at 88, 86, 90. If he didn't do nothing, he'd be 200. So he's had a chance to settle in. I think people look at the physiques and they try to determine who's big and who's small, and that's the worst mistake you can make in boxing, because a lot of fighters look on the outside, they look bigger, but he's built from the inside out, density, so the right way, so he's not giving up any huge weight advantage at this point. But I think, we should move when you're ready to move, and, your body just can't make that weight anymore. There's a lot of people, man, they saying, well, they're making excuses for that. All great welterweights at some point fought middleweights and this and that and that and the other. But in the modern day age, you can only give me pretty much one or two examples, because if you want to take it back to Sugar Ray Robinson and everything, it was same day weigh-in. So, yeah, if you're going to weigh 60, that's what you weigh in the day of the fight, right? So there is no really a weight advantage. So if the welterweight, if the champion weighs in at 60 the day of the fight and he has to come down, and the guy from welterweight is coming up and he's weighing 58, well, that champion really doesn't have that much of an advantage because he can't put extra weight back on. So it's a difference. But they don't want to look at that. They want to act like, now they can hydrate back up. So there was a big difference back in that day. You weighed in the same day. Now, if some of these fights took place like that, then you would probably see welterweights having an excellent chance like Robinson and those guys did.
Do you think boxing should go back to that same day weigh-in?
I don't know. I mean, they could probably give it a try and see. Then you would see, guys being up in a higher weight. That's for sure. You wouldn't see that scale down thing. That's for sure. So you would probably have better quality fights, because you have to be at a weight you can't starve yourself the day of the fight. Hard to say.
Steven Barrera said he was surprised at how strong Ward was after the fight. Do you think people make that mistake saying that because he moved up he's small?
Well, they always have. I mean, but have you ever seen push him around? Right? Who have you ever seen? They said he's light. Well, how come you didn't push him around? They said he can't punch. Well, then how come you didn't walk through him, man? You see, so it's always different on the outside as far as Andre is concerned until you get in there, then you find out.
Virgil, on the issue of weight, reflecting back now at Amir Khan's fight with Canelo, would you have advised him to maybe stay away from that fight, being the outcome that you guys had?
Well, I never was for the fight. I didn't want that fight, but that was out of my hands. So the best thing I can do is get you ready.
What do you think Brookman is not discouraged to make that jump as well?
Well, I mean, he's supposed to say something to justify him taking the fight. So, what else is he going to say? He can't get up there, take the fight, and all of a sudden say, I don't know if I'm giving up too much weight. He got to talk the talk, because he put his name on the contract. So, time will tell whether it's real or whether it's just another situation like, in Canelo's case and Khan's case.
What do you anticipate? What do you anticipate as the result of?
Well, from a logical perspective, Golovkin should win. From a logical perspective, from a shock perspective, anything can happen. So, but I mean, if you got to pick logically, and that's where I come from. But knowing the sport and anything could happen, and you know, something could happen. You never know. He cut him,
Hopkins Carter.
closed his eyes. You know, you just never know. You know, when you cut a guy or hit him in the right spot, and he lose eyesight. That's a problem. You know, break your nose. That's a problem. It doesn't have to be a knockout or anything. A lot of things can happen.
It's a good place to eat around here.
You getting hungry? What do you have a taste for?
I don't know. What's good?